it is so taxing on the water systems. They're not designed to deliver water at a high volume capacity to every home in a neighborhood with their sprinklers running, feed the fire hydrants for the fire engines. And that makes the firefighters have to do anything and everything they can to draft water out of different sources. And it's fairly common to see floato pumps put in pools, hose lines laid out from floato pumps to houses surrounding that area. So to hear that does not surprise me. We're going to have water issues with this fire until it's out in these areas. And it's not because we don't have any water. The system is overloaded. You know, you think about every house you see burned down, there's a real possibility that the water is free flowing because pipes have failed. There's nobody to shut it down at the main shutoff. And then think about the hundreds of fire engines that are trying to connect up and fill their tanks and do a sustained water supply off a fire hydrant. You know, we're hearing a lot of discussion about a lot of different things. And for me, I kind of want to stay away from it in that the system is overloaded. And that's just common in this kind of a fire situation in this interface area. And ingenuity is the name of the game. Right now, firefighters, they look for every opportunity to stop forward progress or save buildings, but their primary focus right now is lives,
Mr.
making sure nobody's in there.
I'm so glad you broke that down for us, because you too have heard the criticism about why wasn't there more water? Why weren't they prepared for this? And you just broke it down that we are prepared, but we can't force this water that we don't have.
That's true. And it's the water systems. They're fragile. You know, we saw similar things in Lahaina. When the water system goes down, that affects everything. It affects us. The electrical system, you see that both power and communication utilities are some of the first to fail in these wildfire situations. The one thing that is alarming here is it's the population base that lives in the Palisades and getting into Santa Monica. Now you're just seeing we have a lot of people living down there, and this fire is kind of transitioned from a brush fire into these neighborhoods, and the fuel, rather than being straight brush and chamise and shrubs and all those things, now it's the houses. And right now, the one thing, if you asked any firefighter if they could control one thing in this fire, it would be the wind. Eliminate the wind and take the weather out of the equation. And until we see improving weather conditions, it's just going to be near impossible for firefighters to begin to get their containment lines set in. The wind is so critical in this situation.
There are parts of like Malibu along the PCH where you can see straight to the water, and usually, those homes block that view and you don't see that. Brian, I do have a question for you before I let you go, though. This new fire raging in the Hollywood Hills is threatening densely populated areas of LA. How are crews tackling this and as they continue to fight these fires?
Much the same way that they've attacked the fire in the neighborhoods in the Palisades. As it moves into the Hollywood Hills, we're still in that situation. Get people out. And I'll leave you with this. If you don't live in the area, don't go to sightsee. It's dangerous, and it's not dangerous just because of down power lines and the fire and fire apparatus trying to get in and out. The smoke is a toxic soup. You're talking about buildings that are burning, that are filled with furnishings that are made out of textiles. They have different kind of chemicals in the textiles for stain resistance, flame resistance, and it makes a toxic soup. It is incredibly dangerous for firefighters, and we have to deal with it. But if you don't live there, don't go there. And then the second thing is, if you live in the Hollywood Hills, pay attention, have good situational awareness, know where the fire front is, know the direction of the wind, where it is and where it's going, and prepare yourself to evacuate now. If you hear an evacuation order and you have to locate your pets or get your spouse or load your car, you're already approaching too late. It's better to be prepared and leave early so that we don't see gridlock, so you don't see people trapped in the streets trying to get out. We can, as residents, do things to prepare us for that evacuation. And that would be my number one thing.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.